Hi. Hello, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill. And I'm telling you what, this is all held together with chewing gum and rubber bands. So everything's really precarious right now, but I had to improvise on setting everything up so it doesn't time out, doesn't go. Let me just share this in the group. It's probably gonna fall. All right, let's do MS. Let's see, meerkats. There we go. All right. Oh, you know what happened is let's see. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Jane, you know what? When I was in the hospital, I did the quick YouTube thing. I saw you right when I hit end. Had I paused for a second, I would have talked to you a bit. In fact, I should have kept the MS Live going on, because I'll tell you what, it was 6 hours. I sat there for 6 hours, and yeah, it was an emotional situation. I'll let you know that the cardiologist was supposed to come out and talk to me. He never did. So Jersey girl called the I know I did. I slammed the door in your face. So Jersey girl called the cardiologist nurse and said, yeah, I'm the only person. Hi, Gina. Hi, Lisa. I'm the only person that a doctor didn't come out and talk to in the patient waiting, or the family waiting room. I'm the only person. So she said, I am so sorry. Let me call the cardiologist. Well, the cardiologist is about 45 years old, and he apparently he's like a top God type cardiologist. He's got a mirror. He's like 45. He's got a mirror in one hand, and he's got a mirror in the back. He thinks he's huge. So I called him up. Hi, Petty Joe. I called up. He didn't return my phone call after an hour. So what does Jersey girl do? Call him back. I still haven't, after an hour, I said, still haven't heard from them. So at this point, he's like, he's given me the you are number one sign, but it's the middle finger, obviously. He's not going to talk to me. He's not going to talk to me. So, and I'm trying to figure out whether I should extend my stay. I'm down here in let's see, Holly by the Sea, Florida, near Destin, Pensacola. Hi, Frank. So, oh my gosh. So what I did, hi, Susan. So what I did, no, he was a young guy. So what I did is, when the nurse wouldn't talk to me, I finally called up and said, do I have to call an administrator to find out how I'm supposed to care for my father? But anyway, then they said, let's get the nurse on the phone right now. But anyway, it is. So anyway, enough of me. I guess I really needed you guys to get me through that, because problem is that I got enough emails and messages to say, Dulcie, don't do it. But you know what? And I believe that. But the problem is that we all know when we are doing something for other people, we're not thinking about ourselves. And I'll tell you what, I've been getting phone calls nonstop, and it's the people who are calling me that are worrying about me, taking care of my dad, cleaning his house, whatever, that are. It's driving me crazy. It's like Found a pool, by the way, yesterday. The community area had a pool, so I went to swim yesterday. It was really nice. Also went to Walmart and picked up just a load of stuff for cleaning stuff, and I cleaned yesterday. So how is everyone else? How are you all doing today? Uh, um, did you miss each other on Tuesday? Tell you what, I Betty Joe. Did you've been sending Betty Joe, you've been sending me prayer. By the way, all right, let's see if I can do this here. I just by my dad's bed, this here is my grandfather's Bible. All this it's and I'm telling you what, he I didn't know he was a godly man, because an old German there. What I find interesting is this is the sign of the Freemason, and I'm looking. Is there very very king old new very. I didn't know. I'm gonna have to ask my dad in the yeah. I'm gonna have to ask my dad. I didn't know. Freemason. What does that mean? That's like the secret society of Freemasons there. I know enough Freemasons. Anyway, you know what, Susan? Thank you. And it's only no, not my dad, my grandfather. It looks like it's the Bible. My grandfather has been dead since the 80s. Then I love my grandpa. Let's see. You guys have seen the picture there. That's my grandma, my dad. Here. All right, that's my grandpa. He was a cavalry in the cavalry in World War II. And all right. And this was my grandma and grandpa. And my dad. That's my dad. It's hard to see. Sorry about that, but you know what? Anyway, what is love you more? You know what, Susan? I just wanted to tell you, and Betty Joe and Jane, and you know what? I could tell. I felt your prayers. Oh my gosh, with all of the stress I could have been going through. Hi, Dennis. Georgia. It's interesting because I don't know the history there. I don't, the Freemasons. Yeah. You know what? And but I can feel your prayers because they have sustained me. Wild, beautiful things have happened, and just blessings. God's been alive. My dad is not a born again Christian believer, a devout believer in that. But you know how he's happy. I'm sure he was happy that somebody, I'm the only one that really has a relationship with him. Speaking of that, that's my high school graduation picture. There, yeah, 80s. See that? I still have that cockeyed smile. But anyway, I think he was appreciative because when he came out of general anesthesia, I was standing over him, and they couldn't give him painkillers because his blood pressure was like 97 over 37. It was so low, and he woke up because he had that catheter that did the heart surgery, and it was in his groin, and he was in so much pain. And he opened his eyes and he looks at me and he says, oh my gosh, I'm in pain. And I said, what level? And he says, 8. And I'm standing there with my walker, and it's an intensive care unit of the cardio because he needed, hi there, Michael. He needed intensive care. So he says, I said, Dad, you can't have narcotics because your heart rate is too low. It could stop your heart. No. So I got to thinking, I got to talking to him, and I walked out and I said, is there any lidocaine, any prilocaine, any contact stuff? Tylenol, can we give him Tylenol? He is in pain. You've got to manage his pain because it's gonna, I don't know. So between me advocating for him and moaning and bitching, and then I came back and cleaned his bathroom and his bed and his sheets and cleaned the house except for the floor. I didn't, the vacuum. I don't even know where the vacuum. Called a couple clean them people, and then took a break and went for a swim. And it was good. It was good. But I thought about you guys. I extended my trip till next Wednesday. But I got to think, I'll tell you what, I didn't have an option to get up and do MS Live. And my husband calls me because it's an hour earlier than I usually go. So I'm in Central Time. So my husband calls me, wants to talk about updates and stuff. And I said, I can't talk. I'm about to go on live. And he says, oh, yeah, it's MS Live. Because you know what? It's not that I'm doing too much with this. It's that, I think of me and this as a room, right? I am a room. I have to be here to turn on the lights and have the room so you all can come in here and dance or administrate. Hi, Dale. You know what? Dale is on Facebook right now, and he's coming. He's one of my dad's best friends. And I heard you on the phone when you called and left a message, but I was talking to Dad on the phone for the first time. He was moved from the cardiac intensive care unit to a room last night, and they're watching him. Right now, he can't stand up without him being dizzy, so he's got to be a little bit more in control of his faculties before I can go down and pick him up at Pensacola there. So anyway, you know what, Susan, it is just so you know that I wish I could have brought his Kindle. So anyway, you know what, Susan, Jane did the same thing. Jane did that. She jumped on to MS Live, and I did the quick update. The excuse, I'm not doing MS Live today. Hi, Chandra. Sharonda. So I did this. How are you, pretty girl? Oh my gosh. Oh, but you know what? And then as Jane said, I slammed the door in your face because right when you came, I should have kept it going, and I apologize because you guys, as much as you help each other out, you're my life. You're my blessing. I didn't let God work through you guys. But I was sitting in the waiting room and I was talking in there, and people were looking at me, so I had to find a better place to. I don't know. And that was something that was concerning me. But anyway, I've got my laptop there. I've got my phone, and I've got this plugged in. Everything is kind of like, balancing slightly there. And I closed the closet. That's not like me, right? Close the closet door. So, you know what, Sarah, My dad's is still in the hospital. Last night he was in the he got released from the cardiac intensive care unit, and he's in a regular room. And I talked to him last night. I for the first time since I stood by his bed after surgery, they weren't gonna let it. I said, look, they weren't gonna let me in. I said, no, you don't understand. You gotta let me in. You gotta let me in because he was an army captain. He's got to tell me what to do. I mean, he's got. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let me think. Oh, I also you know what, Sarah, and I think about this. He changed my diapers 1, 2 times. Renaissance man. When I was a little kid, when I was a baby, right? And isn't it true that we all have to care for our parents at some point? So, it's a blessing he's alive and that I get to care for him. And it's amazing. It's really great that I have MS because you guys know that we check our dignity at the door, and he's never been in a situation where he has had to trust his body completely to nurses and stuff. He doesn't like it. He doesn't. I mean, to give you an idea, that before his surgery, he had his hospital gown on, and they're rolling him out, and he wouldn't give up his underwear until the very last second, right? And those of us, it's all we can do to put our underwear on. It's like, what, my underwear, it's easy to I don't know. We you know what, life has taught us dignity. Just check your dignity at the door. Dignity is not a character trait. You can't control your body. Nurses are paid he says, what happens if I go to the bathroom on the table? Well, I'm out. He's 78. He'll be 79 in June. So what is, you know what? And I know if we were rolled up, every single one of us are rolled into surgery, the minute I'm out, in fact, the minute I'm on the table and I don't have a walker, the minute, you know what? Shoot, my bladder's on you. Whatever. I don't care. Right. Check our dignity at the door. That's right. Dignity. Dignity is for people who, you remember in high school or in elementary school, or some things that we used to get embarrassed about. Now it makes you laugh like crazy. It's so anyway. I got a call from my neurologist while I was down here, and they wanted to talk. This is yesterday when I was done doing my laps, and I was going to drive back here to my dad's house. And they wanted to talk to me. Apparently, I have CVS Caremark through my company. They have made the decision that they're not covering rituximab anymore. So now I just had my rituximab. They called to counsel me. They said, do you want to talk to the neurologist? I said, heck no, I already had it. We'll figure it out. We'll cross that bridge when I come to, when that CD19 levels are approaching 5 or 6, and I need new dose. Also, anyway, so she wanted to talk to me about, they said, are you upset? And I said, 37 years, Am I upset? Am I upset that the insurance is not going to cover my disease modifying medication? You know what? I know you guys deal with this kind of stuff too. What do I say? Let's do what's next. Uh, All right. So you know what I'm thinking is that, Susan, when your insurance doesn't cover a medically necessary drug, you can apply for an appeal. So I'll take on that battle when I get back. I suppose I don't know. I'm not going to take on that battle until I'm a little closer. But and if I got to switch to Ocrevus, I'll take 1/3 of the amount that they say. So if they say 1 gram, uh, um, what, 33 milligrams. That's because it's my body, and if you, yeah, I don't know. Email me and I'll tell you why. Uh, uh, yeah, insurance. Anyway, sneaky breaky. Yeah, it is. You know what's great about it being the funniest disease of all? It's you gotta lay. If you haven't left, you haven't had it bad yet. The night before I left, right? The night before I left, I was using the foot vibrating thing to get some vein movement in my legs there. Stood up, Brian turned off the light, stood up. My foot got tied up in the cord and I fell hard. And this was all bruised and this was a deep cut. It was on the walker. How do you get a deep cut on something that is, you know, I don't know. But anyway, I brought my Neosporin. I've been putting that on, and you know, yeah, but it's true. But ouch, ouch. You and I and all of us know that it's okay. People make a bigger deal of we fall, right? We fall often, and it's important. We lift weights. We get used to falling. By the way, my neurologist ordered a DEXA scan. DEXA is the bone density scan, and okay, I've got osteoporosis in my left hip because I was on the steroids for so many years. So I got to ask. I called up and I said, "All right, I know you guys are concerned about rituximab, me being on disease-modifying medication, but you know what? I should probably be on reclass, some bone density medication. It's an IV once a year." I said, "Who's gonna prescribe that now that?" We know that there's a problem that needs to be fixed. Somebody's got to prescribe that. Richard, good morning. You know what? I don't like it because I don't like being in the hospital. I tell my husband, get me out of here, because they don't put a commode by the bed. They don't put a walker. There's no way you can go in. You call the nurse station and you say, "I gotta go to the bathroom," and they don't. They're on their own time. Oh, after I'm done having this conversation, I don't know, and you call again and again. And finally, the last time I was in there, I just peed the bed. So they came, they changed the bed and stuff, and I was like, changed me, and I said, "I got to get out of here." So my husband came, and I said, "Get me out of here." So sign me out, and I just, because I know I can get to the bathroom at home. All right, let's see. Rob, what do you say? Hello. Wow, there's a new drug. Oh, you started Oh, you know what? Isn't Ampira? Isn't isn't that is that the generic of Ampira? And is it working? Talking about walking medication. There, yes, exactly. Chandra's asking that. Uh, um, Susan. Oh, you have a hair appointment. That's true. Hey, hair hair is huge. I understand. Hair is, yeah. Empira, and it's interesting with Empira. Uh, it works on a certain amount of people. It works. Just 1 minute here, because I'm facing the neighbor's house, and there's somebody who pulled up. Oh, I'm like smoke and mirrors. I'm just like a chicken. Yeah, I'll let you know when I was doing this. Two dogs ran from the right to the left. Um, Look at me, look at me. But I'll tell you what, Rob, the Empire only, well, it works. They say it works on a lot of people, but some people it doesn't work. Yeah, good. Okay, let me see. Some people it doesn't work, and the way you know if it works or doesn't work, it's pretty expensive. The way you know is you stop taking it. Hang on 1 minute. All right. Okay, I'm just making sure that somebody didn't pull in the driveway here. So the way you know is that they say that I was taking it for a couple years, and what they tell you to do is stop taking it, right? Just stop taking it for a couple weeks and assess whether it really worked. Uh, uh, and then start taking again. By the way, every single time the company calls you or your drug company calls you and says, "Does it work?" You always say, "Yeah, it does. It does." And I don't know, Sarah. I just don't know. Does it work, or is it the placebo? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it works, or I don't know. I'm in that bile acid study where I have to take four. It's vitamins. I think I said that a couple weeks ago. Uh, the 20-foot walk test. Yeah. Um, I'm sorry. Take a deep breath. You know what? I'm gonna take a drink of water. No, I'm not. This is coffee. This is coffee. That's neat. I that's neat that I got my. But you know what? See my grandpa's Bible. It hasn't been open very because it hasn't. So I'm thinking, even though I think it's gold, then but you know what? It should. I don't know. It should be open. It should be. I don't know. I have a really, my friend, my Jewish friend, love him. He lent me a really old book, and I started reading it, and I realized I had to put it down because I am so awful with books. I am so awful. So if I read this, there's going to be no binding, and all the papers are going to be all over the place. So, and I'm thinking, and my Bibles, I have so many Bibles because I, just go through. Okay, that's obvious. The cleaning lady who's, remember, I called all these cleaning ladies. I don't know. All right. So, Rob, what do you say? 25. Yeah, it's a walking drug. It's true. It's been around for a very long time. And you know what? It's I took it for years. I thought it was working. Yeah, I thought it was working. Boy, I'll tell you what. This car keeps going into the neighbors. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, it's a free cycle. Anyway, hi there, Karen. Oh, that was very sweet of you. What you had posted. Uh, Yeah, this person doesn't. I see. It was a free cycle thing. It's on the front. I don't know. Okay, so maybe it works early on. Maybe you get used to it. I don't know. Can I ask any of you who've been on Empira? Early on, did it work, and did you get used to it? It stopped working. I think many of us with secondary progressive, we talk about how the most common problem is that we're on medication, and all of a sudden we think it's the medication is not working. And why isn't it working? It's not working because we feel like we're getting worse. We're progressing. Are we progressing because we're having an attack, or is it because the myelin, the nerve has been exposed and now it's not as effective anymore? So I gotta say that early on when I took Empira, that nerve had little holes in it, little holes, and I was able to move the hip flexor, foot drop. I was able to work through it a little bit, and so because what Empira does is Empira was designed because farmers used to use that to cover their field. It's a type of poison that when birds would flock down and eat that, it would overstimulate their nervous system, kill them, right? So geniuses sit back and they're like, how can we use that in a smaller, just a smaller amount to see if it can help people move, their nerves, stimulate their nerves. Well, they decided that they found a smaller amount. They tested it. They that's why you can only take one pill every 12 hours. You're not allowed to take it sooner because there was a risk of seizure if you got too much of the Empira of that stuff. But for those of us who've had faulty wiring, it early on, and even if we had holes in the nerves on the insulation, the Empire would shock that nerve a bit, like a cardiac CPR, and all of a sudden the leg would move better. Early on, it really worked, and I think that and they say once that nerve has been exposed for a long time, it gets brittle. Use it or lose it. I'll tell you what. You guys know how I do the doorknob squats. I have videos, and I haven't done them in about 6 months. My legs look it, and they're acting like it. So, because you get tired, you just, life's wearing me out. It just is wearing me out. Okay, Chandra works. Yeah, you know what, Chandra, have by any chance, how many people have an AFO, ankle foot orthotic, and then how many of you have tried the hip flexor assisted device, which I'll tell you what, I can't walk without now, and that goes through. I have videos. HFAD. It's the hip flexor assisted device. So the AFO doesn't really work for me anymore, but the hip flexor assisted device does. So, but anyway, so secondary progressive, any kind of progressive, what happens is that we tend to change medication because we think our progression is active MS, and it's not active. It's just the progression of the disease. Uh, um, but if you've been diagnosed early on, there's no reason to believe they've got so much in the pipelines that are supposed to protect our immune system or our central nervous system. And that's huge. That is huge. Where's Karen? Anybody give me a time check? All right, 35. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, she's the cleaning. All right, she's the cleaning lady. Yeah, I'll have to talk to her. That was a cleaning lady over. Yeah, cleaning gal. All right, so that's why she was driving around. So good morning, Will. So anybody know what time it is? Of course, I'll just find out. It's 10:35. Okay. All right. Does insurance cover the cost of an HFAT? No, it doesn't. The hip flexor assisted device, it was cheap. It was like $250. It was, it's less than the copay of the AFO. There's so much that you pay for, but I'll tell you what, I paid. It's 10:36 here, so obviously it's 11:36 East Coast time. And so let me see. So the Becker, it's Becker prosthetic. I put it in that video, but and what you want to do is you want to call them and say you were referred to by me and MS Live, and ask for a discount. Say I saw Dulci's video on this, and she is recommending this, and I want to get a discount. So that's huge. That it's best thing that I had, and now it's. Do you know that I pack my walker? Oh, I'm dry again. Dry. I pack my walker with something to drink and something to eat, and put on my hip flexor assisted device, pack my phone for emergencies, and I walk a mile around in Maryland. Not so much here in Florida. Not so, only because they didn't bring my hip flexor assisted device, nor did I bring enough of the shoes. I only brought 2 pairs of shoes. And so I have to alternate them. Okay. All right. 12:35, 10:37. Oh, you're okay. Chandra, you're in Central Time too. Where are you, Chandra? You're close, right? Central. I'll tell you what. One thing about the Panhandle, Florida Panhandle, is people are so friendly. Oh my gosh, you're so friendly, so much friendly. I mean, everybody's friendly wherever I go. I like people, and so people are always friendly except for that cardiologist. The cardiologist, he's the only guy that wasn't friendly to me. People who don't, you know what? People who don't act right, and I get because I get my jersey on. Oh my gosh. Hi, Tim. Thank you. He is slowly but surely he's getting better. He's and the good thing is that for months he hasn't had energy. He's been dizzy and he with all this. So it's good that I came down and when I leave, he's gonna have it's a tune-up. I kept telling him this is preventive maintenance. It's like you go in, you get the oil change on the car, keep the engine going. I don't know. Let's see. What was I saying? What were we saying? Oh, hip flexor assisted device. Hip flexor. HFAD. You can uh, search the videos. I have a video. In fact, they marketed probably one of the highest thousands and thousands of people watch me do that. Uh, and you know what the company did is they sent me a $50 Visa card thanking me for doing that. And I was just proud of this. I have never made a dime off of anything. Everything I raised money for, I put back in the website. Everything is it's my tithing, my efforts tithing to God to work through me. Right? This isn't me. However, when I got that $50 Visa card from them, I put that aside. I thought, oh my God, I think I'm going to use that for myself. You know what my husband did? He threw it out. He didn't know it was he threw it out. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was so mad. Yeah, well, we'll see. He's he's going me. So am I. Anyway, um, so uh, uh, so we're talking about the hip flexor. You know what? I'm glad. All right, we were talking about the hip flexor assisted device and the AFO and Bioness. Chandra's talking about the Bioness. Also, the walk aid, which is the electrodes that are on your tibia, on your shin, that kind of create a spasm that helps you walk. So there's that. And by the way, you can talk to your neurologist who can refer you to a prosthetic company that will give you. You can try it out. You can try out the Bioness or that stuff there. But I'll tell you, I love the manual. And what's fun about the hip flexor assist device, those of you with really clever husbands, you could sit there because it's got bungees, and I started using zip ties. I was altering it instead of sitting there and looking at it. You didn't know a husband was sitting there with Velcro and bungees and made it happen. Oh, Linda, well, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming today, Linda. Yeah, it's a well, boy, tired, tired. I don't know what it is, But you know what? I'm down here in the Panhandle, and the sun. Miss the sun. It's like overcast. It's just. Uh, anyway, so it's overcast. So what is probably gonna go to the pool again because it makes sense. Finish cleaning and laundry and stuff like that. So what else can we talk about with the AFO? I just don't like the AFO anymore. You know why? Because the AFO holds my foot up, but my knee doesn't bend the way. Because what happens when your knee stops bending, and it's not that your knee can't bend; it's that your brain learns that it can't trust your knee to bend, right? Because a lot of our knees just give out. It's like spasticity. We had a conversation about how spasticity is the problem and that seems to be the root of all of our pains. I'm thinking early on, my left knee, I would walk and it just would give out. Spasticity. So put on that the AFO ankle foot orthotic with the spastic knee because I like to lock it out, which is why I've got osteoporosis in that left hip because it boom 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 boom. So it's I don't know. I don't know. All right, come on, participate, guys. Participate. So, all right. Also, hip flexor. Lifting your knee. That can be because it's up here. It's the hip flexor, pain in the butt. Well, you know what, Sarah MJ, what I'm going to do is when I come back, I have a neighbor who owns a MMJ store, and I'm going to talk to them about being a guest and speaking about that. Because it says, it says, let me see. Yeah, it says I should be able to get a good feed. Anyway. All right, I know. Dead air. I'm not allowed to have dead air. Okay, so what happens is that you have two bungees that go down the side of your leg. So when you walk, it pulls up your toe, and you step forward, right? And lifting up the toe, it shortens the bungee and pulls up that hip flexor. Plus, it's got a pad behind your knee, so it cuts the knee. It bends the knee. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, yeah, because it says it's got a good signal here. So, Maggie. Hi, Maggie. Yeah, I've got a good signal here. Yeah, on both. Problem is physically, I don't have a good standard signal. Tired today. Tired. But you know what? And you know what's the hardest thing is people calling me to find out how I'm doing, how he's doing, what's going on. It's like, what have I done? What am I dealing with? And it's, you guys know, when we think about what we have to do, it's so hard to do it. But if you just put one foot in front of the other, it's like, what do I have to do next? So when I'm done this, I know I've got some stuff in the dryer. I'm going to fold up for Dad, give him a call, when they're done, find out what's going on. And you know what's next? Why do I have to figure, just figure it out? And Jane, thank you. But I'll tell you what, it is. Thank you for appreciating it, but I appreciate you guys so much that this is, this is what we have to do, right? You know what? It's interesting you said that, because what was I doing? It was doing something, and I think it's with my walker. And when I work a certain amount of time, all of a sudden my back hurts, and I take a Tylenol for the back pain, and it has nothing to do with the typical pain I feel. But anyway, so Sarah, you fell. Yeah. We bounce. We have to, right? So I have Band-Aids I carry around, Neosporin I carry around, first aid kit. I have to do the first aid. That's terrible. Oh, is it muscular? Well, hopefully. Muscular. Sarah, will ice help? Will ice? Hey, Noodle, come here. Noodle, come here. I'm going to introduce you to my dad's. Come here. My dad's dog. Come here, Noodle. Noodle was a rescue. And he is, come here, and he's, come here. And he's so timid, he's so shy. So I'm petting him here. Let me see. Noodle. All right. That's funny. All right, so that's not gonna work. All right, told you it was everything was precarious. All right. Okay, that's not gonna work. All right, so I'm going to change this. That'll work. All right. You know what? He is a poodle mixed with, he's a golden doodle or a labradoodle, and Dad rescued him, paid a lot of money to rescue him, and he must have been abused. This poor guy is the most sensitive guy. He'll come and you can give him love and hugging on him, but he takes off. He's just timid. Uh, and he came with his name. He came, as a golden doodle. His name was Noodle, and yeah, and Dad didn't change. It's yeah, it's hard to change somebody's name. Eventually they get it. I think cats get it easier, right? Change or when they're young. I don't know. But anyway, that's funny. That is, but you could see I was trying to show you Noodle, and there was yeah. Come here, Noodle. Come here. Now that there's a complete Noodle loves. Give me a baby. All right, show everybody. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sit. Show everyone your beautiful face. Noodle was a rescue. Can you guys see on Facebook? Probably not now. All right. You're in the power wheelchair, Richard? Oh, he's cute. He's cute. But I'll tell you what, he just timid. Yeah, yep. Just he's timid. So, and with timid dogs, best thing is routine. So, what I'm doing is keeping his routine. He likes to get his hot dog in the morning, and you have to go outside again. So I'm going to throw him out again, and yeah, it's good. You know what? We all should have our house cleaned. All right. Anything else? Anything else? I know it's 57. Let's see, 10:57 or 11:57. So just tired. I'm going to say that I want you all to have a nice weekend. Go to msfrontiers.org and look at the resources there. Did you give him? Yeah, absolutely. I gave him his hot dog this morning, his pills. I gave him his arthritis pills. Yeah, his routine, very, very good. And I put him on speakerphone when I talk to Dad. So I'm going to call Dad and put on speakerphone too, so that Noodle hears his daddy's voice. Because Noodle actually is my brother, right? But you know what? I've got a cat brother and a dog brother, and who likes me better than my human brother. But that's all right. That's all right. God gives you, Anyway, so what I want to say is go to msfrontiers.org. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to my video. If you're on Facebook, follow me. I will be back on Tuesday. Let's do the scan. I'm flying out on Wednesday, so we're going to do the scan, and hopefully it'll be a little better. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more awake. God bless you. Let's God bless you. Worry about nothing, but in everything, in every situation with prayer, petition, and thanksgiving. Make your request known to God, and may the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, Guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Thank you for praying for me. I pray for everyone who's watching today. Lord, strengthen them. Strengthen them and give them, just allow them to feel the compassion I have for them and the encouragement to go out and be an instrument of your peace. In Jesus' name I give thanks. Amen. All right. Bye, everyone. See you on Tuesday.
Hello, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill,